Good morning, and thank you for coming. Welcome to the 2013 OmniUpdate User Training Conference. For those of you I've not had the pleasure of meeting yet, my name is Lance Merker. I'm the CEO of OmniUpdate, and it's my pleasure to welcome you all to our 9th annual conference. And welcome to beautiful, sunny Anaheim, California. You know, we are in the heart of Orange County, one of the most magical places in Southern California. I know this area. I love this area. This is very near where I grew up. We are minutes drive from some of the most beautiful beaches in Southern California, Laguna Beach and Newport Beach. And we are minutes drive, give or take traffic, from downtown LA. And we are minutes drive from what many people consider to be, yes, the happiest place on earth. And we plan to take full advantage of our proximity to Disneyland while we're here. Now, I know for some of you, this was really just a drive to get here, and no big deal. Another typical Southern California winter sunny day. But for others of you who packed your bags and hopped on a flight from faraway tropical locations like North Dakota, Milwaukee, Buffalo. I realize this week might be a little bit of a weather shock for you, but we hope that you can stand it, if only just for a few days. And we'll do our best to try to keep you indoors this week, because we've got a lot to share with you. And we'll give you some time to get out as well. We've got record attendance here this week. There's about 200 of us in the room this morning, including some of our staff. So we've got record attendance. We've grown this conference year over year for the last 9 years. We have over 40 sessions and workshops, also a record for us. And over half of those are hands-on workshops. You asked for more workshops, we got them for you this year. And there's over 50 OmniUpdate employees that will be moving through here throughout the week. So you should have plenty of people to help answer your questions, and hopefully you'll have an opportunity to put a face to the name of some of the people perhaps you've only worked with remotely in the past. Also, some interesting stats about the conference. We have a couple of institutions represented here that have been customers with OmniUpdate for over 10 years. You're here representing 26 states, Canada, and as far away as our friends from Italy. In total, you traveled 250,000 miles round trip to participate in our conference this year. That is, yes, 10 times around the globe. So a lot of us here in this room, record attendance, and we're really glad you're here. Now, the reason you're all here is because you're all OmniUpdate customers. And because this is a user conference, this week is all about you. You know, at OmniUpdate, we spend a lot of time obsessing about you. I don't know any other way to say that. But it's true. We develop our products and hone our services based entirely around your needs. So naturally, we spend a lot of time thinking about you. And if there's one thing we've learned over the last 10 years, it's that you have one of the most challenging jobs, and yet you play one of the most important roles in the business of your institution. And really, if you think about it, it's really important. The stakes couldn't be higher. As web professionals, as content managers, as marketing communications experts, the work you do defines the very essence of the brand of your institution in the eyes of the entire world. Think about it. The work you do conveys first-touch information to prospective students and their parents, critical to the recruiting process. The work you do conveys key information to current students, which is, of course, important for the retention process. And the work you do every day conveys information to alumni, to the community, and to the world at large. So from a business perspective, What you do is immeasurable. And if you're successful at utilizing the technology that you have at your disposal, you build massive brand value for your institution. In fact, your institution's success really depends upon your success and your ability to apply this technology that you all have in front of you. But you know that. That's why you're here. And we know that, so we've developed this conference to help you get the most out of the web content management system that you all share in common. You know, about a third of you here this week are brand new OmniUpdate customers. So you'll be taking workshops and some of the introductory training for the very first time. This is in large part because we've been growing so much as a company. Our attendance here reflects that. And the rest of you are here because you know how important it is to build upon the knowledge that you already have. You know that the world is evolving and the technology is moving at a pretty fast clip. You know, change is an underlying theme at this year's conference, and we know that for our product, OU Campus, to get better, it has to change as well. And we'll be talking a lot about change this morning. So we've got a huge conference lined up for you this week, and we're really excited that you're here. We've got so much to share and teach you. We have 4 tracks this year, one more than last year, so we were able to pack more into this week than ever before. In fact, as I mentioned, we've got over 40 sessions and workshops. Now, because there's so many sessions, there's going to come a point in time when you just can't be in 2 places at once. And we realize this, so like last year, we have developed a repeat session track, or a few repeated sessions, I should say, that follow this afternoon. So take a look at your schedule carefully. Today is an action-packed day, so if there's something that you don't want to miss, look for those repeated sessions this afternoon. Because we know how important it is for you to hear from your peers and others that are using OU Campus, we are pleased that so many of our customers are speaking this year. We have more OmniUpdate customers speaking this year than ever before. And I just wanted to say a special thank you to all of you who volunteered to speak. Even with 4 tracks, we had to turn people away this year. But your enthusiasm is very much appreciated, and thank you for all of you who are presenting here this week as well. And because we know how important it is that you hear from us, from our product developers, our trainers, and our product experts. We have more OmniUpdate employees here this week than ever before teaching these sessions and workshops and trainings. They'll be teaching you everything from intermediate, beginning, intermediate, and advanced workshops. We've got an action-packed day. In fact, let me let some of my folks tell you what you're going to learn today.
In my session, How to Use the Best New Features in OU Campus, you'll learn how to configure and use many of the great new features we've developed in OU Campus. I'll cover features like multi-target publish, source tags, the new binary management functionality, and many more of the great new features. If you are an OU Campus administrator, you won't want to miss this session.
Are you new to OmniUpdate and looking for an introduction to OU Campus and content migration? Then this session is designed for you. You'll get an overview of how OU Campus works and see how to create new pages, manage forms and image galleries, and publish to social media.
If you have content that you need to get into OU Campus quickly, stop by and learn about the tools and services we provide.
And if you're about to implement OU Campus, you'll learn effective tips on how to migrate content from your current site into a site managed by OU Campus.
You don't want to miss the Developing for Mobile session. Susan Raglin and Robert Heiser from Tarrant County College District will join me to show you how OU Campus can help you build a mobile site. As technology evolves, it's more important than ever to build a useful, comprehensive site. If you have a website, you should be there.
Join me for my session on content reuse and multi-target publishing. You'll learn how OU Campus makes recycling easy with assets, snippets, and other content. With multi-target publishing, you get more than one target server to publish content to. It's great for testing, template development, or previewing site integration with other web technologies before going live. It's all about multiplicity. Do more with what you have.
In my OU Campus mobile session, I'm going to go in depth on our new mobile client. I'll show you what it can do, how you can get it, and what to expect in the future. If you have a smartphone or tablet, you'll definitely want to check out this session.
Do you want to learn how to manage your course catalog online? Come to the OU Campus Course Catalog Solutions session. Solutions.
OU Campus Course Catalog Solutions Session. OU Campus Course Catalog Solutions Session.
Come to the OU Campus Course Catalog Solutions session
Easy for you to say.
with myself and Marcel
That's me.
and learn how to pull information from Banner or PeopleSoft or any other back-end ERP system and pull it online into OU Campus and have an online course catalog. It's amazing. It's magic. It's an OU Campus course catalog session.
Online course catalog.
It's magic. It's amazing. It's a course catalog. But it's an online course catalog. Dang it. It's going to be amazing.
We've got a lot in store for you just today alone. All right, a few conference reminders before we begin. Our conference coordinator this year is our own Miss Rochelle Avery. I know many of you have met Rochelle, and if you haven't, she's the one running around here doing, well, everything. So just a very big thank you for her for getting this conference started today. Thank you, Rochelle. We have free Wi-Fi here at the conference, and we've been told that it's the best Wi-Fi in the world. So we are counting on it to be rock solid all week. So this is printed on your program guide, but the Wi-Fi is Hyatt Meeting. The password is OUC13. We also have power for you under every seat. Every seat here at the conference, in the ballroom, at all the breakout sessions, wherever you may be, you've got power. So you don't need to sit in the aisle and try to run a cable across the way. If you haven't found it yet, there's a power strip under all of the desks. And there's one plug for everybody, so you can always stay connected. We have a mobile app that we're using this year. You can download it at omniupdate.com/OUTC13 and keep up with the schedule online on your mobile device. It works on iPhones, Android, and all smartphones. We are tweeting this year, so if you want to join the conversation or participate in the conversation, please use hashtag OmniUpdate13 as you tweet. And we have something really special planned for you tonight. We're really excited about this. This is maybe something unique that you haven't been able to do before. We're not only going to Disneyland, but we're going to have dinner inside the park. So here's how it works. At 5:30 this afternoon, be in this lobby behind us, and the door's directly behind you. There's kind of a foyer there. Please assemble there at 5:30. We're bringing buses in so we can get everybody there as quickly as possible. It could be a nice walk, but we're going to get you there faster on buses. And we're going to load out through the side door opposite the lobby. So meet us here. We'll put you on a bus. We'll get you to the front entrance of the park. And you have 2 hours to do whatever you want. Everything is open to you in Disneyland. We're going to give you a wristband. That wristband then gets you into the dinner. Now, the key is you want to start moving your way over to where the dinner is by about 7:30. You never know about the crowds, and sometimes it is a little more challenging to get somewhere in Disneyland than it would be in other parts of the world. So start making your way over to where the dinner is at 7:30. Now, we gave you a map in your bag, but here's what it looks like. So if you look at this from the bottom where the entrance is, and you look directly up the center of Disneyland, there's a big landmark. If you've never been there before, it's this giant castle in the middle. And you want to be veering left after you go through that castle, and takes you to the Big Thunder Ranch Jamboree. And you want to be there no later than 8. The reason is the park closes at 8. And if you're somewhere else, if you're just getting off of Space Mountain at 8 o'clock, you might be ushered out of the park. Now, you should tell them you've got a wristband and you're making your way over to the Big Thunder Ranch Jamboree for the OmniUpdate party. But nevertheless, don't be late, because you might get kicked out. Come over there. We've got a full dinner, we've got an open bar, and we've got it till 9:30. At 9:30, we're going to bus you back over here. You should be back safely in the hotel by 10 o'clock. Now, I know some of you came from far away, and it's a little late. So you're welcome to leave early, and we can escort you out through the park, and we've got another bus for you if you want to come back early. But please, join us for dinner. It should be a blast. All right, one more thing I just wanted to mention. You know, there's a lot of us here today that have a lot of varied experience with our product. We treat this as a terrific opportunity to teach you as much as we can, of course, and we'd love to learn from you as well. But there's so many of you here that have such great and deep experience with our product that I just wanted to remind you of that. Please take this opportunity to meet other people around you and talk to them about what they're doing with the product. To help facilitate this a little bit, we've put a special note on some of your badges. If you've been a customer for more than 5 years, you have this little 5+ star on your badge. As I said, some of you have been customers. In fact, Louisiana Tech has been a customer for 10 years, over 10 years. But everybody that's been for over 5 has this little 5-star. Meet those people, talk to those people. Maybe they've got a little more experience with the product than you have. It's a great way to meet each other. Ideally, you should treat this conference as an opportunity to learn, share, and have some fun. I guarantee you'll get the most out of it if you can help us and help each other do just that. All right, the rest of the morning I've divided into 3 major segments. The first segment is a quick look back. I'll show you what we've been doing for you as a company over the last year. Then we'll look at the here and now, some of the newest features that were just rolled out into OU Campus, some of the things you'll be learning this week. Then we'll take a refreshment break. We'll have a coffee service set up out here in the hallway. And when we come back, we'll look at what's next. And we've got some really big things to share with you today. Sound good? All right, let's get started. So let's start with a quick look back. 2012 was a huge year for our company, OmniUpdate. We broke every record in the book, quarterly records every quarter. It was a huge year. We added 36 new college and university customers in 2012. And we broke through a couple of huge milestones. The first one is this one. We now have over 40,000 licensed users of OU Campus. So you're in good company. And this one, 10 million pages have now been edited by this product that you all use. So these are 2 huge milestones for us. In addition to that, we were busy last year, and we spent over 17,000 hours of development time focused on OU Campus, just our core product, 17,000 hours. And a lot of that went into what we're going to show you this week. Now, as you might imagine, with all of that growth comes other growth as well. So we expanded our SaaS data center. Now about 95% of you use our service as a software as a service, or SaaS as it's called. And we added even more geographic redundancy to our data centers in 2012. Now, as many of you know, we operate data centers in Los Angeles and Dallas, and they've served us very, very well. We've had our data center in Los Angeles for over 10 years, in Dallas for over 5 years. But we wanted to add even more geographic redundancy as we continued to grow, so we found a great place for that, and it's Seattle. All these locations were chosen because of their particular specialty. Seattle is an internet backbone in a big way, and we were able to get some massive storage there and bandwidth. So we now have this terrific redundant network that we've built out to help serve our SaaS customers even better. And as you might imagine, we've had to grow our company a bit as well. We've expanded our headquarters pretty dramatically over the last year. And because I know very few of you get to visit us, how would you like me to give you a quick tour right now? All right. Hi, I'm Lance Merker, and I'm standing here in front of OmniUpdate headquarters in Camarillo, California. You know, we've grown a lot over the last few years, and we've added some amazing new talent to help better serve you. And as we've grown, we've added to our office space. We now occupy nearly 20,000 square feet in the building you see behind me here. Since we get so few visitors, I thought it'd be fun to give you a quick tour. So follow me. Here we are on the first floor of the main campus. Let's start with a quick tour of the implementation department. If you're a new OmniUpdate customer, this is where it all begins. We're surrounded by OU Campus product experts. These talented web developers, project managers, and content migration specialists get you set up and prepared for training. This is also one of the fastest growing departments at OmniUpdate, where we're continually hiring new talent to help serve you better. Now we're entering the OU Cafe, a popular destination on the first floor, and somewhere where a casual conversation over coffee can turn into an impromptu problem-solving event. This is the sales and marketing department. If you were involved in the OU Campus purchase, you undoubtedly met some of our sales team. And if you've been to one of our conferences, you've probably met some of our marketing team. But this is also where our product specialists and product managers work. We're continually working and listening to you during the sales process to ensure that we not only build the right product, but add the right features to OU Campus. This is one of 3 large conference rooms we have in our facilities. They're all networked together with AV and wireless audio so that we can have company-wide meetings with our staff dispersed throughout the suites. Now let's go upstairs and take a look at customer support. This is the second of our large conference rooms, and this one happens to be located in our customer support department. We take great customer support really seriously at OmniUpdate, and as a software company, we know that it's a major differentiator. This is where your phone calls, emails, and trouble tickets come to be solved by our experts in OU Campus. Now you may have noticed some of these monitors along the tour. These are actually heads-up displays that show server status information, trouble ticket status information, and new customer implementation status, so that we're all aware of what's going on at all times. All right, now let's go look at our training department. This is the OmniUpdate Training Department. This is where we do all of our end user and administrator level training. Most of it's done remotely, but some of it is done right here in-house, along with all of our own staff training. And this is where our technical trainers and technical writers work. Now let's head over to the OmniUpdate Developer Suite. This is the 3rd large networked conference room, and this one happens to be in the north wing of our building. This is the OmniUpdate Developer Suite. Now this space was designed a little differently than some of the other spaces. It was designed with a more open, collaborative model. It was designed to foster innovation, collaboration, and creativity that we believe builds a better product for you. This is where the OmniUpdate development team works. Now, as you've noticed on the tour, about 3/4 of OmniUpdate is dedicated to new customer implementation, support, and training. Well, our development team is here for you as well, as they continue to build the enterprise-class web content management system that you've requested, with all of the features that you need. I hope you enjoyed the tour today. If you're ever in town, please stop by and say hello. We'd love to show you around. So that's where we work. I hope you enjoyed that. All right, we've also, of course, grown in several key areas in our support department. I just wanted to introduce you to some of these people because I know that you either work with them by email or over the phone in certain cases, and I just wanted you to put a face to the name, and hopefully you'll get to meet them while they're here and while you're here. First, we have our VP of Customer Support, Andrew Soderberg, who's been with us for many years now, and his team includes Marcel Ayers, our Director of Implementations, our Training Manager, Charity Katz, And our newest member of the team, our customer support manager, someone who many of you already know because he's worked in our implementation group for several years, and that's Alex Jankilla. On their teams, this is how they break out. So in implementation, we have our 3 customer implementation managers, including Jessica, Robert, and Vineet. We have our project managers, Elisa and Ardriel, and our crack team of web developers and implementation specialists who get the job done. Then on our training team, charities team, we have Christine and Lila. And on our customer support team, on Alex's team, we have Hazel, Jimmy, Justin, and Robert. So these folks will all be here at one point in time during the conference. I hope you get to meet them. I'll introduce you to some of our other staff tomorrow as well. We launched a brand new customer support, product support website last year, our new OU Campus support site. We got terrific feedback from everyone over the years on ways we could make it better, and we worked really hard to do so. And we've gotten some terrific feedback so far on the new site. We hope you like it. I also wanted to give just a quick shout out to our friend Ellen Canner from Canner Creative, who did such a good job and such amazing work on the information architecture rework of this site. So I know some of you work with Ellen as well. We attend a lot of industry events in kind of a unique way. We feel it's a great opportunity for us to participate and learn at the same professional events that you attend, and we try to give back to the community as much as we can, all that we've learned from you. So we take these conferences really seriously, and we attended a lot of events in 2012. Let me show you.
Howdy, and welcome to the great state of Texas.
Welcome to Boston.
We love participating in conferences because it gives us an opportunity to share with so many higher ed web professionals all the things that we've learned working with our customers. Are you using QR codes? Yeah, in a big way. 67% of four-year privates, 61% of four-year publics. We share primary research from the eXpectations study, what students really think about your website. We get to work in the technical track with our product experts sharing their knowledge.
What progressive enhancement does is focuses on the content.
Essentially what I'm doing is I'm using JavaScript to overlay text on top of this video.
We have an OmniUpdate community network where you can post and you can see there how to do the Flickr and put that in your templates. You can see what other people are doing.
We're so happy to have OmniUpdate. They've been such a great supporter and exhibitor for so many years. They sometimes submit different speakers to present, not only from their company, but also from their different clients.
I presented in the marketing track on how to create a culture of content. And OU Campus has so many great features, such as social sharing and snippets and assets. So if we want our campus users to create good content, it's just great that we have the CMS that we do in OU Campus.
We ended up using it for so many things that we never imagined that we would use OmniUpdate for when we first signed the contract. We use it to create HTML emails.
Our CMS was one of our most important tools. Now, I'm not sure what CMS you guys are using. We're using OmniUpdate.
OmniUpdate newscasts get information to those who can't attend.
I'm here with Nathan, who just presented on developing for mobile. I'm here with Donna Tallarico. I'm here with Shahab. I'm here with Cliff, All-Star Coordinator of High Ed Web.
And it's not all work, we have fun too. We sponsor a huge party, a networking opportunity for all the higher ed web professionals to learn from each other.
We really do care, not only about our customers, but about the whole higher ed web community.
We were busy last year. We added something, though, that might help you. We call it our Speaker Scholarship Program. We know that many of you want to participate in these events just as much as we do, and the funds aren't always available. So here's what we're doing. Pitch us your idea. If you can't get the funding yourself, pitch us your idea, and if we accept it, we'll pick up the tab and get you there. So ask us about this program if you're interested in speaking at some of these professional conferences, and let's see if we can help you get there. We work with some amazing partners that I wanted to recognize really quickly. I know so many of you benefit from our partner program that we set up years ago with so many great and talented companies out there. Many of you are working with these on website redesigns, on information re-architecture, on strategy work, marketing communications work of all kinds. And we really highly value our partners. We work with Noel Levitz, and we've worked with them for many years. They've been a big part of this conference as a speaker for many years. Stephanie Geyer and her team are here this week again, including Michael Lofstad and Mary McClowski. I hope you have a chance to meet them. We do a lot of work with Noel Levitz, not just at that level, but also on some primary research that we do through a program called eXpectations, which I know many of you subscribe to. And we love our relationship with Noel Levitz. We also work with some technology partners, including NewCloud. And NewCloud is here this week as well. In fact, they're presenting with one of our customers, one of you, on their interactive campus map. And we love our relationship with NewCloud. M. Stoner, many of you work with M. Stoner, and so do we. In fact, Michael Stoner is here this week, and he's just come out with a new book called Social Works. It's a phenomenal book. I'm pleased to have played a tiny little part in that, but I know some of you have played a part in that book as well, because it's filled with some amazing case studies. And he's here and he's autographing books, so I encourage you to pick up one of them. Donahue Design. We've worked with Don and Melinda and his team for many years as well. In fact, Don has been very instrumental in helping redesign our own website, including OU Campus version 8 and early developments in version 10 as well. So thank you, Don. Canner Creative. I mentioned Ellen already. We love our relationship with Ellen, the Oberlander Group, and so many of our other partners, some of which couldn't be here this week. But one new one that is here is Higher Education Marketing out of Canada. So a special thank you to all of our partners. I know so many of you benefit from these relationships as well. We won a great recognition. I don't know any way to say it. We were very humbled by this, but it was a great recognition for the product that you all used last year from University Business Magazine. And what made it really special was the fact that it was considered to be chosen by the readers of University Business as the commercial CMS of choice. So this was just a terrific honor. We were very pleased by this. If you participated in this, if you voted for us, thank you so much. This is what it looks like in print, and it was just a great honor. Proving once again, we think that OmniUpdate is the most used and the most loved CMS in higher education. All right, so that's a quick look back at the last year and the things we've been doing for you and with you. Now, let's take a look at the here and now, today, some of the newest things that we've rolled out. We've been very busy over the last year since we were all together in one room. And we've come out with some great new technology inside OU Campus. So let's look at some of these new features. The first one is one of my favorites. It's Accessibility Check. It's a final check for Section 508, WCAG, and more. This is a great new feature because it helps prevent any errors from going live on your website while you're still looking at them in the staging server. And here's what it looks like. Whenever you're publishing a page, you get the final check feature, which includes a variety of different functions that you've used for years, including spell checking. It's a last chance to check any spelling errors on the entire rendered page. Link errors, W3C validation, and now accessibility check as well. And you can decide what level of accessibility you want it to check. So for example, This is checking section 508, and it's going to show known problems. In this case, a really simple one. There's a missing alt tag on this image. Notice it's even showing you the image itself, the line, the exact part of the source code where the problem lies, and of course you can just click through and edit to add that alt tag in the WYSIWYG editor in this case, and it will pass. It goes even further though, because it does show you things that you might turn off for most of your users and yet have on for your developers as you're working on a new site design. It's got likely problems and it's got potential problems. So, you know, accessibility checking is kind of a funny thing because there's not everything that a machine can do to make sure that it's perfect. But the known problems are great because it points those out to everyone. And these other problems you can either show or hide depending upon how important you want them to be in the eyes of your users. And you can change from section 508 to BITV, WCAG 1 and 2, levels A, AA, and AAA, and STANCA Act. So you decide what level of accessibility you want checked, and away it goes. And it can check it every time before it goes live. So this is accessibility check, a final check for section 508 and more. Next is reusable content. We did a lot of work on reusable content last year. Reusing and sharing content across channels is a really important thing in your CMS. So we have a couple areas in the product. One is assets and one is snippets. You can also use include files, and there's a lot of different ways you can reuse content, but these are two of the big ones that are used by end users. And we worked on assets a lot in 2012, and we call it Assets 2.0. It was a huge step forward for us in this functionality. It now gives you the ability to set read access on assets. So an asset can be anything from a text snippet to a section of HTML to some executable code on the server that your users can then quickly drop into a page and take advantage of without having to write it themselves. In fact, it can be controlled by someone else so that they're just subscribing to that asset, and whenever it changes, your page changes as well. But now you can clearly define read access, so you can keep assets away from people if you don't want them using certain ones. And you can set groups and privileges on those. We've also added asset type filtering. All of those types that have always been in there are now, you're now able to clearly filter on those to make it faster to find what you're looking for and insert or use just the ones you need. And here's what it looks like. So you can simply click and see the text, generic code, and gallery assets at a glance. Asset tag filtering was added. And you can create any tag or series of words, English words if you want, to create these searchable entities to help you find the assets even easier than ever before. And we have multi-site filtering now because assets can be used across different sites. So if you want to search for just assets on a particular site, you can click and away you go. So that's Assets 2.0. Reusing and sharing content has never been easier. Next up is multi-target publish, something we worked on for a long time. And this gives you the ability to publish to any development or testing servers all at one time, in series and so forth, to make sure that you've got different eyes or different code running on different machines that you're testing out, either from a development perspective, if you've got a unique server set up and you want to see what it looks like before you deploy it on your live site, or if you're perhaps redesigning your website entirely and you want to publish it out to somewhere else. You might even bring it in as a part of the workflow process so that every time before you publish to live, you publish to a test server, if you will. And here's how it works. Wherever OU Campus is running, whether it's running in the cloud on our SaaS servers or running at your institutions, you can target these various different servers, as many as you'd like, and then publish, test, and so forth without affecting your live server. And here's what it looks like in the product. Whenever you're on a publish screen, you now have the ability to select the target that you've predetermined are possible. And pre-assigned to only the people who you want to have access to those servers. They can click and select a particular publish target, and away they go. So that's multi-target publish to any development or testing servers very, very easily. Next up is something we call OU Backup. And this is something brand new. This is something that very few of you have heard about before, so I guess we could consider it an announcement here at the conference. OU Backup allows you to back up an emergency server for your entire website, something we've never offered before. You know, we've never been in the hosting business. We don't host any of our customers' websites. But we figured that we could add some value here when it comes time in this area. So I mentioned a moment ago that we have these 3 great data centers geographically dispersed throughout the country. And these are amazing. And we've got so much redundancy, and we've got so much capacity now, we thought we could offer some of this to you. OU Backup gives us an opportunity to provide you with an alternative way to get your website online quickly should the worst possible thing happen. So when the unexpected happens and your servers aren't working for whatever reason, or your internet goes down, OU Backup is there to spin up your site and have it live. We can work with you on this to determine how much time there is in your TTL for the overall DNS and get you up and running as quickly as you want to be running again. And you can configure and control all of that yourself. So if you need it, this is something that we're selling separately. We encourage you to talk to your sales representative and see if this makes sense for you. That's OU Backup, and it's available starting today. Next is our mobile website offering, a turnkey mobile solution for your institution. So we know that how important mobile is these days, and we know how difficult it is and how challenging it is when you're redesigning your website for mobile, when you're looking at responsive design. And what we found out is that so many of you just wanted to get a mobile presence done. And hey, you can do that, of course, by redesigning your whole website, but you can also just pick and choose the pages that are used most and get up and running fast with a mobile website. And then through your CMS, you can continue to grow that out and add more content, share and reuse that content across all of your live pages, and edit it just as one site. So we thought we could add some value here as well, and we've added this as a new service. So we've got a variety of different styles that you can choose from, and we've got a session this afternoon with Nilanjan and Tarrant County Community College to show you what they did together. And we've got several other customers here that are running a new mobile site that was in part developed by us. So again, super easy to set up and manage, giving you the opportunity to just show the things that are most important, perhaps, or as deep and as rich of a mobile website as you want to roll out. So you might have an about page that's shared, and the content is filled with all the same content that's on other parts of your site. Maybe it's reused through assets, or maybe it's just pulled directly out of one of your main about pages. Of course, you can have sub-navigation areas, all designed for the smartphones of all types these days, not just iPhones and Androids, but everything that uses a jQuery mobile design. Maybe you have an interactive campus map or a Google map or some other map that gets you immediate information as you're walking around campus. So this is easy to set up, and again, it's something that we offer as a service, and it's also available today, so we encourage you to speak to your sales representative if you're interested in finding out more. And finally, I want to talk about WebDAV. We just shipped WebDAV as a core part of our product. This is not sold separately. This is a core part of the product just last week. And we're really excited. We worked long and hard on WebDAV. It gives you the ability to edit your files with any third-party WebDAV-enabled application. So here's how it works. There are HTML editors, text editors, XML editors, and file transfer apps and other WebDAV apps that access remote file systems. So you can do this now and edit these pages live on the OU Campus staging server. Oxygen, perfect example of a great XML XSL editor for working on those templates. Dreamweaver, something that's been around for years. A lot of people use Dreamweaver still, and this is something that you can also use directly on those staging server files. Then you've got file transfer protocol applications like CyberDuck and Transmit, and a host of others that are WebDAV enabled. You can even do this directly in the Mac OS Finder. So you can actually mount a drive of your entire staging server, the entire OU Campus CMS, and access those files and edit them with any application, even if they're not WebDAV enabled, because it's a drive right in the Finder. So here's what it looks like. If you're editing a page, let's say in Dreamweaver, you can see the results of your changes live in OU Campus as you preview those pages. It's really cool. As you edit and check out a page, it just goes live. And I thought I'd show you a quick demo of it right now. Okay, so here I am on my favorite fictional website. I want to point out that Galena University is not a real website. Please do not send your students here. All right, I'm going to go to the academics page called Education. And I'm going to log in by clicking on the Direct Edit button, just as I normally would. Okay, so I'm in. I'm looking at that page. Now, I'm going to go here and I'm going to launch Oxygen. So maybe I'm an XML editor and I'm really interested in using a tool like Oxygen. And I can do that directly. I don't have to mount the drive. I could be using Windows or Mac or anything else. Let me move my window over here a little bit and rearrange things just a bit. So now I'm going to log in to the OU Campus staging server directly in Oxygen. Here's the URL to my staging server address. I put in my username and password. This is my normal OmniUpdate username and password. And I'm simply going to browse to open up that share. Now here are the files that are actually on the staging server. I'm going to go into Resources. I want to find that XSL directory here. Here we go. I'm going to open that up and load that directly in Oxygen. So here are the files. Now let me go over here into OU Campus and navigate to that same location so you can see all of those files here as well in the XSL directory. So these files are a match. All of these files that I'm viewing in Oxygen are coming live from the OU Campus staging server. And here they are in OU Campus as well. Now notice this one's locked. It's checked out to Nalonjan. Okay? Well, let's try to edit that. If I double click to open it in Oxygen, notice it says, hey, that page is locked and the owner is Nalonjan. So it's not going to let me. It respects the locks. It respects the check-ins and check-outs and file moves and everything that you might do in the WebDAV-enabled system. But we do want to edit something, so let's try this. Let's open up the default. We know that's not checked out. And sure enough, it let me check it out. I'm going to scroll down here, and I'm looking for a particular line which is commented out. This is actually a reference to a style sheet. What I want to do here, and let me close this so it'll be a little more apparent. I'm going to make a dramatic change to the template, in this case, that drives the entire website of Galena. So notice how this is kind of blue up here, a blue-gray color. And I'm going to change the CSS that affects this, and it's going to affect everything on the site. So let me just go in here and take out this comment. And I'm going to save it. And I'm going to refresh this page. So you can see we made something very dramatic happen here. And that affected the entire website because I'm editing in XSL the template that drives Galena University, but I'm not doing it in OU Campus. I'm only showing it to you here so you can see the effects. So this is really, really powerful stuff. You can now modify things on the staging server live in a third-party application. Let me change this back so the poor kids at Galena don't have a fit when they come to school and look at their red banner up there. I'll change it back. There we go. So that is WebDAV. Okay, so we're going to take a break in just a minute. But before we do, I just wanted to introduce what we're going to talk about for the next hour right before lunch here. We're going to talk about what's next. And as I mentioned, we've got something big to show you for the next hour. And of course, it is version 10. Version 10 is by far the biggest thing we've ever done at OmniUpdate. It is the biggest upgrade we've ever made to the product. We've been working on OU Campus for over 12 years now, and this is a massive upgrade for us. We've been working on this for a long time, and we're really, really excited about it. It's huge. Now, to give you a quick idea of where we came from and how we got here and why we're doing version 10 today. In 2007, we rolled out version 7. And I know some of you were actually here when I announced version 7 because I remember you. And this was the first time we introduced XSL, XSLT, and this amazing transformation process in OU Campus. This was a huge step forward for us because it truly separated everything content from design for the first time. Then, in 2008, we rolled out version 8 with a beautiful new user interface, dramatic speed improvements. We did a lot of work in version 8, which are reflected in version 9 today. Then in 2010, we shipped version 9, which had a major, it was almost a brain transplant on the transformation engine XSLT. Because XSLT 1.0 and XSLT 2.0 are like night and day. So it was a massive undertaking for us to get to 2.0, but we're so glad we did because it's added so much value to all of you. The things that you do today, the things you're learning in the workshops this week wouldn't be possible in XSLT 1.0. Then in 2011, XSLT 3.0 came out, which was an iterative move forward, but still a major, major improvement overall and gave us a huge runway going forward into the future. Now in 2013, we are rolling out version 10. Now I know that this is a big one, and because of that, there's a lot of things that you'll need to learn. And we want to give you some time to do this. So the first thing that I want to point out here is that it will be released this summer. So I don't want to leave you hanging and thinking we're going to spring this on you next month. We've got some time here to get you trained, to get you using it, and we'll talk about it for the next hour, and we will show you everything that you're going to love about version 10. So we're going to take a break right now. We've got coffee service set up right out here, and we'll see you in 30 minutes. Thank you.